Where did this barbed wire that we stretch on every corner of the globe now come from? Almost got my toes there. I bought some new cool tools. You know the Milwaukee addiction that everybody seems to get? Double check my measurements on that string that I made. Welcome back everybody to another video. I am just rolling up to the post pounder here. I'm gonna get hooked on and go pound some post here. So I'm building like a barbed wire fence today. We're just doing the braces actually. So yeah, so when your pivot goes through the fence line, say you want to break up a quarter, which is say 200 acres, you need your pivot to do everything instead of two little pivots. So you got to have the gates. And those gates you can open and because this field here is going to have cows on one side and the other side is just for a crop, right? So I'm going to get all the post pounded and put some new gates in because some of them are old and some of them are moved. We put a new pivot in, so we got to shuffle a few things around. So lots of cool stuff. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you out here once we get our gates kind of built. I will show you I probably missed that, didn't I? Yeah, stay tuned for later in the video. I got some cool tools that I bought to help with punching holes and for stapling the wires on. Okay, so I just got the whole fence line done. I got all my 8-footers put in. I didn't put 2 in because the ends actually are going to work out where they used to work out, so it saves us a bit of hassle. So I'm going to offload these and grab some 7-footers now. You may ask yourself one of these days, where did this barbed wire that we stretch on every corner of the globe now come from? I don't know where it really originated in Canada. I read in the States it was in the 1870s, 1873s, somewhere around there. some guy, farmers were tired of like cattle and livestock getting onto their crops and wrecking it, which is fair. And at the time, everything was open range. So I need a hammer, actually. One sec. So yeah, you might, back in the day, I think it was around, it was from the 70s to the 80s back in the 1800s. Almost got my toes there. So they kind of figured that they needed to come up with a way. So this guy, I think his name was Jacob. Jacob Gilden, or Joseph Gilden, and Jacob Hash were kind of the guys that came up with the 4 barbed wire. And 4 barbed wire has, let me show you here. It has 4 barbs, right? Which deterred animals and such from crossing it. If they wanted to, they would, but generally they felt it and it bothered them, so they just left it alone. Then came the problem of the old Western cowboys. They did not like the days of their open grazing, right? Because really back in the day, a bunch of guys, a bunch of cowboys, it was all open range. So you'd all have your herd together, you brand together, but they're yours, but then you take them off, and it was a community thing, right? And so came about these fences. It allowed you to not have as many cowboys to watch the things, but now you don't have a community to do such. So, I don't know, what are your takes on barbed wire? Do you think barbed wire wrecked the country? Or did it make it a better place? Definitely made a lot more work for a guy that used to be going from sitting on a horse watching cows all day. Now he's doing this. And this is what you have to do to build barbed wire fences. Now, I ain't no genius. I read the internet. Anybody else can. Don't call me out if this stuff ain't true. I just know this is what I read, so it's interesting, actually. You should read up on it, because this country, well, at least around here in Alberta, there's a lot of barbed wire. Anyways, I'm gonna load, I'm gonna just fill this thing right up. These are like I think they call them just like a 5 to 6 inch bundle, because there's some 5s and some 6s. And it is quite old, so we had it laying around. We thought we'd use it up, and I'll just pick out the best ones and get them in, because I need, you figure 14 braces, or no, there's 14 sections to do, and each one needs 3 of these 7-footers. So 14 times 3 is, what is that? It's like 42 posts or something, if I can math. Okay, I'm gonna get these loaded. Just finished loading them, and then we will get started on our brace, 1 of 14. I bought some new cool tools. You know the Milwaukee addiction that everybody seems to get. You buy one and then you like it, and they got all the specialty stuff, and they come out with some new stuff. So I got some really cool tools. Make sure to watch. Okay, I'm gonna get the fence set up here. So what I haven't done a brace in a while, but basically I'm just gonna take some measurements, pound 2 rebars, little string line. You kind of get the point. You'll see me do it. Okay, so I got my 3 posts in here, and now I'm going to double check my measurements on that string that I made, that line, and then I'll just continue on going down, and should be easy. I'll just take my measurement off the 1, swing the line around, get my 6-foot measurement. That'll do the main gate opening, and then I will take that string off, put my short one on, the 5-footer, swing it to the next, mark, paint, bing, bang, boom, and we're done. So let's have some dinner. I just got this post in, and I lost a nut on one of these cylinders, I think, because they're just a bolt and a nut. So gotta probably solve that before I continue. I think everything has one but this guy. I think that's our culprit, and that controls your in and out. So kind of couldn't do this if we didn't have this. And I don't have any wrenches with me, so I think it's gonna come off again. I have to take her to the shop tonight and get her all tuned up for tomorrow. It's Easter, by the way, here, and what is it? 2 days, 3 days time. So, happy Easter, everybody. Okay, so I got that fixed. That's good. It wasn't too bad. The other day, those handles fell right off on me. I was going along and pounding the post, and the nuts that hold, there's like pins, and instead of like a cotter pin or something, it's just a bolt, and it doesn't have a lot of thread, and there's no locking ring or anything, and no lock nut or Loctite or anything, and it just fell apart, and then it became all loose, and had to call her a day. I refined my method here a little bit for marking it out. I had the string line, but it wasn't as efficient as I would have liked it. I've lost my hammer. I don't know where I put my hammer. I might have to go for a walk here. Well, I'll go find my hammer here in a minute, but basically, instead of trying to figure this out with a tape measure and everything, I took a grade rod that you would normally use for marking out like when you're doing excavation work and stuff. So I just go from my post and I say, oh, well, I want my gap to be just about, 6 feet plus or minus 1. I drive a blue stake in. I can see it from the truck. The worst is when you had a line and you couldn't see it from the truck. So a blue stake works well. And then I go, okay. So now that I know that, I want my next post. I want a 5-foot opening, but these posts are 6 inches, so you got to go 5 feet 6 inches, because you're accounting for that post to find the edge of this post, right? And then this post will come out after. And that will give me, so if these are my posts, right? Well, the edge of that post really was going to be there. So yeah, you'll be 5 and 6, and then I do one behind the camera, and it'll work. So it's way quicker, and I can double check with just a quick measurement of this, right? So I leave that handy, and then I just I mark a V so I can kind of know that it's on which side I want it on. Oops, I got my thing. And then I will I'll put 3 here, and then I'll move on to the next one, and we'll be clear sailing. We'll be actually really quick because I got 10 more to do, and now this new method makes it a lot quicker too. So, well, we blew a line here. Gonna have to take her over to the shop here and get it fixed. It's the line right here that does your up and down. I guess that crimp was not to like perfect specifications or something, because I think the way this one works is it goes up with power and then it just drops without. So I don't know why that would blow, especially because there's not a lot of jam going up. But anyways, that's the problem of the day. I got one post half kind of done, but at least that side of the field is done. And I have another 5 going to the south there. So I'll get this fixed, and hopefully tomorrow we can get on the project and get the rest of them done, and then see what else is going on. I think you've seen enough post pounding, so I'm gonna get the rest of the posts all in, and then I will be back to show you guys how I do the holes and all that with my fancy new tools. So we will see you when I get to that part. All right, here we go. Little bit of gate hanging here today. What we're gonna do, now that all my posts are in and stuff, what I have to do is figure out where I'm gonna cut the wire. I'm gonna mark this post, so I want, say that's like that. I don't want this gate to be on a 45. All this gate has to do really is sit flat when it comes around. Yeah, so that's gonna be my money. Okay, so I'm gonna do a 23 ballpark angle here, and then I have my grade stick with measurements. I'm gonna just double check that these are where I want this. Next thing's next is I'm gonna do a level line. Now check this out. I bought this. It's the Milwaukee, they call it the whole hog. It does up to 2.5 inches, and it's perfect for these auger bits for going through. They make another one of these, and they call it the a super hog, and it does up to 7-inch holes. It's more for plumbers, and I think this one's more for kind of electricians and stuff. But I picked one of these bad boys up, and this is the other tool I bought. You guys might have seen these around. They're the Milwaukee stapler, and they shoot. I mean, it's a bit of a downfall. Milwaukee says, yeah, we're going to build a stapler, but you got to use our staples, which is fine. They're not much more than the regular ones, but that does up to 2-inch galvanized, and it works great. Like, you know, you go along, you leave the door off the side by side, you go along, bang, bang, bang. Like, it probably saves you whatever, an hour a day if you have a lot of stapling to do. And then same with this. I mean, we'll do the math. There's 14 gates, 2 holes. There's 28 holes to do. A regular drill probably would do it, but this is the way to go. Okay, so this is gonna work out good. I just kind of gotta eyeball this, and we'll make it work. So I think we're gonna give her a go here and see what she does. It's a little off of center, but that's okay. Like, you couldn't ask for a handier thing that doesn't rip your arm off and punches a hole like it's nothing. So I definitely recommend if you ever wanted to buy a drill for doing post holes, that's kind of the one I'd do. So you're probably asking yourself, I'd ask myself the same thing. How do you make this whole thing tight and stay together and be supported? Well, that's where braces come in. Let me show you. I'm gonna do my brace level. Yeah, I think if we do it a little bit higher, my posts are about 5 inches. So if I say, okay, let's just start here, and we're gonna go to here. Basically take an inch out of this, and then I'm gonna do that to the same thing here. If I go right there, it's gonna be as, close to what you need. Fit our brace, and then we're gonna do a diagonal. Next up is some smooth wire, kind of like this, if you can see that. So, because the idea is if it's like there's going to be tension pulling that way on the top, and you have this that's going to translate the load to this post, and this post is then going to want to go that way as well, right? So you brace that top of that post down to here, and that brings it back here, so you make a triangle. You make a triangle which is really strong. So you always go long, because if not, you're gonna end up way too short. Now this is where that handy nailer I showed you is the best. You don't have to worry about trying to get in here and pound a staple. I mean, it's a little bit of awkward. All you do, watch how simple this is. I want this to be as close as I can to the ground, and I also don't want it to be all day. So I just put that up there, done. Now you picture, I'll just do it for demonstration purposes. Say you had, this is what your traditional staple looks like. And if you were to do that same thing, you have to get it lined up. You can start small, because it'll wiggle around. So I press a button and I'm done, or I do that. And you picture a fence line, every post has 4 of those. Even if you're only 2 seconds quicker with that thing, that will translate over, you know, how many staples you pound in your lifetime, right? So that's the way to go. A little bit of money, but you can always make more money in life. One thing you can never get more of is time. So you have to be smart about how you budget. Okay, so I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna take my thing. I'm gonna go, oh, there's where I want it, done. Oh, that one split the wood. Okay, one right there. Oh, see, that's the other thing too. You get her in, split the wood. I literally just, oh, another one, done. So now, where's my, that's the problem right there. I should have went a little more. I'm a little short. It's funny because I was just talking about that too. I was saying how you don't want to be short. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. With lots going on. I got the gates hung. I got braces. All sorts of stuff that you might have learned. Maybe you'll go research some barbed wire now. So, gate works good. Everything else works good. So, stay tuned for next week. We're probably going to be getting some prep ready for the Yukon trip, doing some finalizing stuff and all that. Like, I got a lot of behind the scenes that's going on for that. So stay tuned for that. Lots of fun, so we'll see you in the next week's video.